StudyIQ IAS English. My friends, we are going through classroom series of modern Indian history. Many of the aspirants have a question or a doubt. Sir, you have already covered ancient India, medieval India and modern India as a part of YouTube. Then why again modern India now? My friends, this is a part of a classroom series. In similar manner, I go in the paid classes in a gradual step-by-step manner for easier understanding of the concept. And by now we have covered different topics ranging from the arrival of Europeans, Anglo-Carnatic Wars, Battle of Plassey, Third Battle of Panipat, Battle of Buxar, important Governor General, Charter Act, Land Revenue System. And apart from this, now we are going to cover Vellore Mutiny. Today we are going to cover basically the development of education during British India. And here again we will understand things in a gradual step-by-step manner for easier understanding of the concept. My friends, probably like UPSC has a tendency to ask a question about the various recommendations of different commissions related to education system. Like what are the following recommendations, or which among the following statement is correct about the recommendation of Sir Charles Wood? Which are the following recommendations of Sadler Commission? What was the major objective of Rayleigh Commission? What is Wardha Scheme of Education, which is associated with Mahatma Gandhi and is also called as Nai Taaleem, that is new system of education. So specifically, today we are going to understand about the step-by-step evolution of education in India, and we will majorly throw light on Sir Charles Wood's recommendations. And in the coming sessions, we will discuss the other commissions such as Thomas Rayleigh Commission, apart from this, Sadler Commission, Nai Taaleem, and Sargent Education Report, and so on. Okay, my friends? So, please pay attention carefully, and it's a request to all of you to have a pen and paper along with you so that you can note down the important points. Okay? So, without wasting any more time, let's begin our today's short session, again of 15 to 25 minutes maximum. Okay? Time and again, in modern India, I have been saying one thing, my friends. What is that? Britishers have done whatever development in India, it was not actually for the development of Indians. It was for their own personal vested interest. Rather it be the development of railways, rather it be the development of education system in India. My friends, specifically, I'll give you a very small example so that you can easily correlate things and understand things in a systematic fashion. Okay, Britishers had introduced commercialized agriculture in India. Okay. Now, what is like majorly agriculture is classified into two categories: subsistence agriculture and commercialized agriculture. Suppose I'm a peasant and I practice subsistence agriculture. In that case, what will I do? I will cultivate only those crops which are important for sustaining my livelihood. But if I do commercialized agriculture, I will cultivate those crops which are high in demand in the national as well as international market: tobacco, poppy, opium, sugarcane, cotton, indigo, and so on. So what happened? Initially, the Britishers or the English East India Company forced our peasants to go for commercialized agriculture. But when they started getting later on, initially they got very high returns from this, and our peasants, they fell into the trap of vicious cycle of indebtedness. And now agriculture, even today in 21st century, completely depends on the monsoon. Correct? At that time, the famines impacted the agriculture. And to meet their own personal interests, Britishers later on came up with different famine commissions, such as Strachey Commission, John Woodhead Commission, and so on, Lyall Commission. Similarly, the basic crux of what I said was to give you an example that Britishers did only for meeting their own personal interest. So initially they were not at all interested in educating the Indians because it is quite easier to rule over the people who are illiterate. but the first step was taken around 1780 by Lord Warren Hastings. Now, who was Lord Warren Hastings? Lord Warren Hastings, he was the first Governor General of Bengal. As per Regulating Act 1773, the Governor of Bengal was designated as Governor General of Bengal, and the first one being Lord Warren Hastings. And in 1780, Lord Warren Hastings, he opened up Calcutta Madrasa, also referred as Madrasa Alia. First step taken by the Britishers in evolution or development of education in India. Now, why did Warren Hastings open up or supported the Calcutta Madrasa? It is said that Warren Hastings, he was quite interested into learning the classical languages right from his schooling days. Like he had learned few of them in Westminster School, and his education was being sponsored by his uncle. But due to untimely death of his uncle, it is said that he started working for English East India Company initially as a clerk. When he came in India, he also learned Urdu and Persian languages. As I have told you, that he was quite interested in the classical languages and learning new languages. Later on, when he came back to India, again for the second time around 1769, and in 1773, 4 years later, he became the Governor General. He had a keen interest in learning the other languages as well. And when he became Governor General, the Islamic scholars in the region of Bengal approached him. And for this reason, he started Calcutta Madrasa or Madrasa Alia approximately around 1780. And it was modeled on the style of Farhang Mahal, which was located in the region of Awadh. In the coming years, Sir Jonathan Duncan, like Jonathan Duncan from 1795 to 1811, he was the governor of Bombay Presidency. But prior to this, in 1791, he had started Sanskrit College. Like Sanskrit College presently, it is called as Sampurnanand Sanskrit Vishwavidyalaya. It was started at Banaras. Now Britishers started taking keen interest in development of education. And around 1813, an act came which is called as Charter Act 1813. Okay, now let's understand about this. Charter Act 1813 had different clauses. Like one of the clause specifically was that it ended the monopoly of English East India Company precisely it ended the monopoly of English East India Company except in two things, that is tea and China. Apart from this, English East India Company sent the Christian missionaries in India to propagate Christianity. And the third most important one, English East India Company will now spend rupees 1 lakh for the purpose of education in India. Now the question arises, how will we spend that money? Should we educate Indians in their local language, in their mother tongue, vernacular language? Or should we educate Indians in English language? So there cropped up a controversy which is called as Anglicist Orientalist controversy. Now what is this controversy all about? You can simply understand by this, Anglicist here supported English education, Western education, English literature. And Orientalist, they basically believed that initially the Indians should be educated in their mother tongue or vernacular language, but with the passage of time, they should be educated in, their higher education should be in English language. Okay, now what happened? Anglicists supported the Macaulay's minute. T.B. Macaulay, Thomas Babington Macaulay, he had given certain instructions. And his major objective was what? Education funds exclusively should be used for promoting English literature, English education. And this viewpoint was also supported by Anglicists, because Anglicists such as Bushby, Colvin, W. W. Bird and C. B. Saunders, They believe that we want Indians by blood and color of their skin, but by their morals, manners, and etiquettes, they should be complete Englishmen. So Anglicists supported this viewpoint. Apart from this, no government, fund, no government support should be provided for Oriental studies or any material or any printing material associated with Oriental studies. So I have given you a crux of Macaulay's minute. And this was completely supported by the Anglicists. On the other hand, Orientalists such as James and Henry Prinsep had a different opinion, had a different view. And what was that? Suppose we have spent 1 lakh rupees every year for the purpose of education, that too in completely English language. And English is an alien language to the people of India. It's a new language to the people of India. Suppose after few years we realize that whatever money that we have invested has gone in vain. It has been wasted. Why? Because we have not got any significant output of that. In such a situation, what will we do? So why don't we educate the Indians in vernacular language initially, and as a part of higher education, we would be educating them in English language. Okay? So what was a counter argument given by the Anglicists such as Bushby and Colwyn? They said that we will start downward filtration theory, or we believe in trickle down theory or downward filtration theory. Now, what is this theory all about? It is not necessary to educate every Indian. We will educate the higher echelon of the society. Okay? And this will save our money. And this money could be utilized for other purposes. Okay? The people of the higher echelon of the society will interact with the people of grassroots level. So automatically the education will trickle down drop by drop. Hence, there is no need for educating every section of the society. We will just educate the elite section. Okay, why? Because we can save our money. Can you imagine, my friends? I'll give you a small example. Here, as per Charter Act, 1 lakh rupees was being sanctioned every year for the purpose of education. As a part of Napoleonic Wars, okay, around 1813, 1814, what happened? The budget was approximately around 98 million pounds. And out of 98 million pounds, 48 to 50 million pounds was spent on military activities, on the policy of colonialism, imperialism, expansionism. You are spending hefty amount of money, that is 48 to 50 million pounds. And for education, that is 1 lakh per year. And that too, not every section of the society, only the higher echelon of the society. And another belief of the Anglicist as a part of downward filtration theory was, when English education would be promoted, what will happen? The lifestyle of the people will start changing. Okay. And when the lifestyle of people will start changing, the lower strata of the society, they would be attracted towards this. So the higher strata of the society whom we have educated will remain loyal to us. And so what will happen? The people of the grassroots level will understand about this. And in the coming years, probably they will remain loyal to us. So this might be one of the belief as a part of downward filtration theory of the Anglicist. Very simple words. Here Britishers did not require officers. They required clerical people to work for them. They required clerks to work for them. Hence, it was necessary to educate them. Meanwhile, what happened around 1800, Fort William College was being created by Lord Wellesley. Why? Initially, the civil servants were trained at Hailbury College in London. Okay? Now, their examination is held in London. They are being recruited in London. And they have to work at the grassroots level in India. What would be their administrative efficiency and effectiveness? Almost zero. Why? Because they're hardly aware about the grassroots realities of India. The customs, cultures, traditions, people, society, conditions in India. So at this particular point of time, Fort William College was being established, and the future recruited civil servants would now be trained at Fort William College and not Hailbury College. Hope, my friends, you understood about the initial stages of development of education. Hope you understood this important point, that is Anglicist Orientalist controversy. Clear? Now let's move ahead with the education commissions, and the first one being Sir Charles Wood or Wood's Dispatch. What are the recommendations of Wood's Dispatch? Let's throw light on that as well. Wood's Dispatch of 1854, it came up during the time of Lord Dalhousie. Lord Dalhousie was the Governor General of India from 1848 to 1856. Dalhousie, he is considered as the youngest Governor General. He became Governor General at the age of 36. His original name was James Andrew Ramsay. And during his time, Sir Charles Wood came up with his recommendation. And the recommendations of Sir Charles Wood is referred like specifically, he laid down English education, or his recommendations are referred as Magna Carta of English education in India. So what are the basic recommendations of Sir Charles Wood? Let's understand. Sir Charles Wood completely rejected the downward filtration theory. Just now we have discussed about downward filtration theory. It is not necessary to educate Indians specifically. Every section of the society will just educate the higher echelon, and automatically the education will flow down, drop by drop. This was completely rejected by whom? This was completely rejected by Sir Charles Wood. Okay, moving ahead. Proper focus should be given to female education, teachers training, and developing vocational skills. See, my friends, at that time, I'll tell you one thing. Just remember this statement. Educational is the link to overall upliftment. How? Once a person is educationally uplifted, he gets automatically economically uplifted. When he is economically uplifted, he becomes socially uplifted. And when he's socially uplifted, he becomes politically uplifted. So education is the key to overall empowerment, overall upliftment. And at that time, there were various social evils plaguing our Indian society. Sati system, child marriage. Although Sati system was banned in the region of Bengal on 4th December 1829, but still it was practiced in splintered manner in different parts of the country. So there were different social evils that were plaguing our society. And the most important aspect here was to sensitize the masses. And the best means is educate the masses. And for that sake, provide education to the women. So he focused on female education. Pandit Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar ji, one of the socio-religious reformer, also focused on female education. We had discussed about Rajaram Mohan Roy ji. Rajaram Mohan Roy ji is called as a pioneer of journalism, and he was the first to raise his voice for women's right. He is also referred as champion of women's right. So female education needs to be focused now. Teachers training, proper training to the teachers needs to be provided. Correct? Like either at the primary level, middle level, secondary level, or higher secondary level. Okay? Then comes providing vocational skills that will help on to upload the economy. And for that sake, compulsorily there should be one government school in every district, and at least in 3 to 4 provinces, there should be an education department or Department of Public Instructions. Precisely in Bombay, Bengal, Madras, Punjab, and specifically Northwestern provinces. So your education department should be there, or Department of Instruction should be there. Every district, there should be one government school. And on annual basis, I repeat, on annual basis, the government school in that district have to submit a report to the Education Department or Department of Public Instruction in that province. Apart from this, specifically, grants in aid system was also there. And on the basis of the recommendation given by Sir Charles Wood, 3 major universities on the model of London University was established in India: Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras University. Later on, Punjab and Allahabad University would also be established on the recommendations of Hunter Commission. Okay, so my friends, specifically the recommendation of Sir Charles Wood became the basis for development of English education in India. Hence, it is referred as Magna Carta of English education. Hope the point is clear. I'll repeat again within next 15 seconds. Pay attention carefully. Wood's dispatch, they focus on female education, vocational training, and teachers training. In every district, compulsorily there needs to be a government school that would be reporting on annual basis to the Department of Public Instruction or Education Department in that province about the development of education, about the enrollment of students, about the quality of the education that they are giving to the students. Okay? Apart from this, at the initial stages, there could be use of vernacular languages, but at the higher stage, the education would be in English language. Okay? The commission completely rejected downward filtration theory that was being supported by the Anglicists such as Bushby, W. Bird, Colwyn, C.B. Saunders. Okay? Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras universities were being established on the recommendations of Sir Charles Wood on the models or lines of London University. My friends, hope you understood about the development of education in short. In the coming sessions, we will be focusing on the recommendations of different commissions such as Hunter Commission, Sadler Commission, Hartog Committee. We will understand what is Nai Talim of Mahatma Gandhi, also referred as Wardha Scheme of Education, and finally Sargent Education Report of 1944. Okay? My friends, as a part of Diwali Utsav sale, StudyIQ IAS English has come up with Target Year 2027 Resolution GS Foundation Batch P2I. The prices of the batches have come down drastically as a part of Deepavali Utsav sale. And the prices are 18,999, which is quite affordable in comparison to the hefty fees of offline classes in Delhi. Okay? The most significant feature, there are more than 1,000 live plus recorded classes. Apart from this, proper mentorship, proper answer writing practice, proper focus on specifically developing how to manage the MCQs. Apart from this, there would be a mentor who would be guiding you throughout your journey for civil services preparation. And the most important, separate batches for Hindi, English and Hindi medium. Hindi, English and English medium. So a separate batch for English medium which will cater to the needs of the aspirant precisely from Southern India and Northeastern India. And the sale would be ending on 22nd October 2025. To get the benefits of the batches, use the code Alok Live that is flashing on your screen. I repeat the code Alok Live. With this, my friends, I'll stop my words. See you soon in another session. Thank you. Have a nice day.